Ever had this happen to you? Or that? Infuriating, right? No! Kinda. Sometimes it's just an honest skill issue and you should just learn how to deal with it properly. But sometimes the tumor form is just that poorly designed. But what even makes a good or bad designed tumor form? We don't have an official criteria, but I made one myself. The three criterias are uniqueness, balance, and fun. I will not cover Tumored bosses because they're supposed to be more difficult than their normal counterpart, and I'm not gonna add any enemies that can be used as units as well. So let's not drag this any further and talk about the first criteria. A tumored form has to differentiate itself from its normal counterpart, or else you might as well just be playing the same difficulty, which you can't really say about Chapter 2. I mean, come on, Dual Firebrand might be the same person.
Because he is.
Because he literally does the same thing except having special third attack. But he's most likely gonna die before he gets his third attack, so he basically literally is just like his normal form. And most of the Tumored forms in Chapter 2 don't fare any better. Nemesis just has more PS but slower firing rate, Guitar Hero and Saxophone Man have slower cooldown but global buffs, and the rests are either okay or menaces of society. But can you really blame them? It was literally just the second chapter, so we shouldn't be so harsh on them. And this chapter still has some unique Tumored forms, like Shieldman or Uzi Rambo. Other examples of unique Tumored forms are Bloodhorn or Grandmaster. But this brings me to my next point. Hello Penny, would you like to demonstrate what you're capable of? Not bad, but you could have done a bit better. Well, let's see how Betty is What the fuck? Some Tumored forms are just way too overtuned. Bloodhorn can literally give his black traded allies 4 times damage. Or how Treasure Seller can literally destroy your entire front line. And Dual Firebrand is literally just the 3rd degree. But I think the contender for the most horribly designed Tumored form has to be Bet Ultimate. Beacon was mostly just an annoying staller, but Ultimate, she was a serial killer who confessed and professed to be a demon. There's literally no counterplay to her, you're just supposed to take it like a good boy. The only counter to her is how enemy waves are structured. And it doesn't even take to account her best pal Atomic. Betty is also poorly designed, but like at least she gets countered by stunning or nukers. A good example of an balanced Tumored form would be Stunlock, because he isn't a direct upgrade over Sapper, since Stunlock only targets high HP units and Sapper only targets low HP units. But now let's go to the third and final and probably most important criteria. Fun is fun is when fun is when we all have that one enemy we all hate. And you know what? Type in the comments which enemy you hate the most. Please, I need the engagement! This question is pretty subjective because everybody has a different enemy that they dislike. But if I were to pick a Tumored form I have the least fun with, it would be Grandmaster. I personally don't have fun getting restricted with the options I have. But Grandmaster punishes you for using your cannon, And I don't like that. Crusader is a different story though, because the first time I tried Tumored Chapter 4, I thought that Crusader was just a direct upgrade to Grappler, but this was before I found out that you could use him to kill backliners with Lil Extreme or trigger Chronos early. He's honestly really goofy and I like him. So, after all the things we've learned, what makes a good Tumored form? A good Tumored form should be unique to its normal counterpart, not be a direct upgrade to its normal form, and not be inherently frustrating to deal with. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the perfect Tumored form. It's Blonde Battler. That's right, you've been bamboozled. It's all about him. He's the greatest of them all. There's no reason to play Tumored other than to see him in person. There's no competition. He's the best. He's the greatest. He's my waifu. Scrap that. If you have a different opinion, then you're objectively wrong and need to be shunned from society. If you like Blonde Battler just like me, how about you like and subscribe? And join me to a Garfa. And if you wanna see Rainbow BBL on my videos, type yes please, I wanna see that on the screen right now. I know that you're watching.